it must be really difficult after you've been there, you've met some of the people who are living there, and so thank you for sharing, your experiences of it. It does bring it to life, what some of those horrors are that we've seen. Do you share that fear that things are going to get worse before they get better?
Yes, of course, and obviously, firstly, it's so important to share the disgust and horror at what happened. I was at a rave on Saturday with my friend who's an Israeli citizen, and I was with him as he took a call from his family. His niece escaped that rave. Two of her friends were kidnapped and are now being held hostage by Hamas. There's no cause on earth which justifies the slaughter of innocent civilians, and the horror and disgust, is raw with so many people, and the anguish of what those left behind are going for is indescribable. Obviously, my concern about what happens next is partly informed by what's happened before. When we talk about how Israel responds, already the Israeli government, which is a far-right government, have made clear that they will institute a policy of collective punishment. The defence minister said, "I've ordered a complete siege in the Gaza Strip. There will be no electricity, no food, no fuel. Everything is closed. We are fighting human animals and we act accordingly." That is the language of war crimes. It is illegal under international law to impose collective punishment on a people. 80%. I've let you speak. So you're going to respond. 80% of those who live in Gaza, which is an open-air prison, depend on humanitarian aid.
But you're not acknowledging, Owen. You're not acknowledging,
50%,
Owen.
Margaret, I've let you speak at great length.
I tell you what I can't stand is that you're using the horrors that we've experienced in the last 3 days to bang the drum about an issue that you've been banging the drum on forever.
No, I'm not.
And what I think you should really think about is how the people of Israel who have now been there for, have nowhere else to go.
Margaret,
they have nowhere else to go.
Is it possible for me to respond? Right now, Palestinian children whose life is as sacred as a child in Israel are being slaughtered. They are dying, okay? Now, 50% of the... Please let me finish.
I'll let you come in.
50% of the population of the Gaza Strip are children. And those children are being bombed by a government which has said that we are fighting human animals and we act accordingly. Benjamin Netanyahu demanded the civilians of Gaza Strip leave. You cannot leave the Gaza Strip. It is under blockade by air, sea and land. Now, 96%, please let me finish.
Yeah, I will, but...
96%, because Margaret spoke at length, 96% of those who have died in the last 15 years are Palestinians. And we cannot talk about what's happened because, when I spoke to my Israeli friend who took that call, for him, what he wants is this to never happen again. And that context for him was so important because unless there is a lasting peace, which does mean ending the occupation and a policy of apartheid and ending the murder of Palestinian civilians, then this will never end.
Margaret.
Well, all I would say is that Owen is completely and utterly ignoring what has happened over the last few days. You haven't ignored all.
Owen, just wait.
All you've talked about, Owen, is the obsession with so many people around the issue around Palestine. It's been an obsession forever. And you should just think at the moment, if you were an Israeli sitting there, if you had family, here I am, I'm sitting here, and the people I visited, probably, I don't know how many of them are still alive. Are you saying they have no right to defend themselves? Are you saying they have no right to peace? All you have argued is how... I've never supported the Netanyahu government. No. I've always been critical of that. But at this moment in time, this is the most horrific... This is the most horrific occasion and you should... you condemn it. Do you even condemn it?
I just opened in the strongest possible terms condemning the atrocity.
But you don't think they have the right...
I don't believe a military solution...
You don't think they have a right to defend their state of Israel?
The military solution...